All right, all right. How are we doing today, our YouTube family? Thank you for joining me today as we discuss the beautiful Journey Back to Eden initiative. I want to start off by playing a video just to give you an idea of what the journey back to eating is. But I want to make sure everybody can see me as you join the live. Give me a second here. But let's see. I want to make sure that you all can see. And as you start coming into the live, please let me know where you are watching from. Okay, let me know where you are watching from. Let me know where you are watching from. Okay, let me see if I can add a video here so you all can see the journey back to Eden. So I have two videos I want to share. Let's see if we could get that.
Africa is calling her sons and daughter to come to her. What choice have I but to invite you to this journey back to Eden? This journey that will unlock potential, this journey that will create networking, this journey that will give us the opportunity to prosper in our own unique way, this journey that will recreate who we are, this journey that will make us realize the potential that is hidden in us, this journey that will unlock the doors of the fourth and fifth industrial revolution. Come back home, because I believe that wherever one is, home is the best, and Kenya is that home.
So as you can see, we have the great, let me fix my screen, the great PLO Lumumba as one of our ambassadors for the Journey Back to Eden. I want to share one more video with you all so you again understand the essence of the Journey Back to Eden, okay?
We're inviting 200 plus descendants of Africa to join us in Kenya this December 2025, January 2026, for a historic gathering of cultural reconnection and economic collaboration. Hosted by Traverze Culture, the Journey Back to Eden initiative, 2025 to 2028, strengthens ties between Kenya and its diaspora through cultural exchange, investment opportunities, and tourism promotion. This transformative end-of-year celebration will feature renowned speakers, dignitaries, and experts leading immersive cultural experiences and creating groundbreaking relationship-building opportunities. This is more than a trip. It is a movement to reconnect, invest, and celebrate. Will you answer the call?
All right, all right, all right. So I see we have a few people here. Welcome to the live. If you can please let me know where you're watching from in the chat, that would be absolutely great. Give me a second here. I'm supposed to, sorry, y'all bear with me. Supposed to have a ambassador that is a part of the Journey Back to Eden will be joining us today. But anyway, I wanted to get into the reason why we are here on live today. If you're watching, can you let me know if you can see me and hear me? Let me know if you can see and hear me. Give me a second, guys. So I'm not sure what the heck is this. My apologies. It is going crazy today. Yes, Johnny from Atlanta. How you doing? Hi, we can see you and hear you. Okay, great. Great. Thank you. Thank you so very much. I apologize for that. Did you all see the two videos that I played before I left just now? Let me know if you saw the two videos that I played just before I left out. I am so sorry. I hope that that doesn't mess up when guys go back to look at the video. The video. You did. All right, great. Thank you, the Charlies. All right, so let's get into it, family. You seen one? Okay, so you'll be able to go back and see the first video that I played of PLO. PLO, and he is one of our ambassadors for the Journey Back to Eden. But I wanted to come on here and really talk about what the Journey Back to Eden really means and where it came from and why it's important for you to participate in this historical event here in Nairobi, Kenya. But before I get into that, I'm going to do a quick introduction of who I am and what we do as a company, so you'll know who you're watching, of course, right? So my name is Kia Wakesha Simmons. I am the CEO and founder of Traverze Culture. We are a travel concierge company that specializes in humanitarian work, relocation assistance, business development, and now medical tourism inbound to inbound to Kenya. Just a little bit about myself. Well, for me, I am originally from Charleston, South Carolina. I saw a comment under one of our videos the other day and said that I'm not even African American. I have no idea where that person got that information from, but I am indeed, if anything, I am indeed African American for sure, because I am from Charleston, South Carolina, of the Gullah Geechee culture all day long. Okay. But I started coming to Kenya about 13 years ago, almost 14 years. This August, actually, will make 14 years coming to Kenya. And I was working in Afghanistan, and I met my first Kenyan I had ever met, a day of my life because I've never met a Kenyan in the States. And we were working together in Afghanistan. I always tell this story when I do some of my interviews. And him and I connected, my brother James Mlasi from Mombasa. And he was telling me about Kenya, and I'm like, man, it's always our dream to visit the continent. And I told him, I'm going to go one of these good days. And he's like, oh yeah, no. But anyway, I ended up buying my ticket and saying, hey, I want to go to Kenya. When we going to go? And we went that August, I believe that August 2011 from Afghanistan. I went to Ethiopia first, and then I came to Kenya and fell in love, okay? And started coming to the country consistently since 2011. I am ex-military, but I did civilian contractor for 7.5 years, which afforded me the opportunity to create some type of residual income. And so I traveled the world. So I've been to about 46 countries in the world. Nigeria made my 46th country this past February. I've lived in 8 countries now, including Kenya, and I have visited 9 African countries in the past 13, 14 years. And I am proud to say that I now permanently live in Nairobi, Kenya. I liquidated all of my assets in the States and moved here the new year. I started living here, just to give y'all a little background, because I know a lot of people see us on our platform doing videos, but you really don't get to hear my story outside of me doing an interview. So I want to kind of go into that here on this live today. But I started living in Kenya about 2 years, six months at a time. And then I decided it was a strategic business move, but also a dream of mine to always, have the opportunity to move here. I am a mother. So, I had to wait till my son graduated high school, which I did, put him in college, and then move over here. I never thought that I would be here. I always tell people that I'm a little girl from Charleston, South Carolina, who dropped out of the 10th grade of high school and have a GED. And I've been afforded the opportunity to travel the world, make some really good money, and meet some incredible people throughout the last 14 years of my life of traveling and culturally immersing myself in different cultures around the world. And Kenya just became one of those places that I just fell in love with. And out of all of the countries that I've visited, it just stuck with me. So why or how did I come up with the Journey Back to Eden? Well, I didn't make it up off the top of my head. I definitely was, I was really impressed with what Ghana was able to do with the year return, right, in 2019. And mind you, by the time this happened in 2019, I had already started coming to Kenya, maybe, what was that, 2019? About 10 years, 9 years by that time. And so I'm thinking to myself, with Kenya having the infrastructure that it does, right? And how forward thinking the country is, why can't we do the same? Is that light bothering you all? Can you guys see me? It's this glaring light, so I don't know if I should turn that one off, or maybe I should turn that one off. Y'all, we family here. Y'all, give me a minute. No. There we go. I think that's better. Let's see if y'all can see me. Is that better? I don't know. Is that better? More front light. Okay. So that wasn't better. I need to turn it back on. More front light. Y'all, I'm still learning my lights in my house. Let me turn on. There we go. I think this is good, right? I turned on, okay, yeah, that is better. That is better. I turned on some more lights. There we go. I got some lights right here. All right, so it's better. Okay, great. Great. Thank you, see Life Different. A little better. We're gonna have to rock with this because I got on all the lights in the living room. Okay, so I then figured, why can't we do the same thing in Kenya? Kenya certainly has the infrastructure. It certainly has the capacity to be able to host something like that at this magnitude, right? And so for me, it just made sense. So I started in 2020. You can see it's a little better. In 2020, and we did a virtual summit where we had the ambassador to Kenya at that time. We actually did it on African Diaspora News Channel, Phil Scott. It was a success during the pandemic. And then, the pandemic happened and things just kind of shifted. And so I had to hold off on that dream of doing our version of the year return here in Kenya, as we kind of navigate globally through the pandemic, right? And then something else happened. I went through a bad business breakup. It started in 2022, the end of 2021, going all the way into 2023, where I had to make a decision to continue to go down this path and fight for something that I thought I needed to fight for, or just start all over. And I was advised by my lawyer, and I'm getting personal with you all so y'all can get to know me, you know what I mean, a little better, and kind of understand why I'm so passionate about what we're doing as a company and why I want you all to involve yourself, because the time is now and we don't really have time to play as a group of people. We don't have time to sit on the internet and discuss, senseless conversation or have senseless conversations. We just don't have that type of time, right? And so I wanted to be able to not only create an initiative that would be beneficial for our local Kenyan community, but it is beneficial for us all. And we can all kind of, build off of it. Thank you so much, the Traverse Culture, for your nice work. Thank you. So I was like, I need to start all over. I'm gonna have to start all over. And my team had been telling me, Miss Wakesho, they call me Wakesho here in Kenya, y'all. Start all over. We're not going anywhere. We'll be here. The dream is still alive. We're going to make sure that we keep pushing. And that's what we did. So we created Traverse Culture. But the company before this was Worldviews. But we created Traverse Culture 2023 March. And we've been going strong for now 2 years. And we've been able to elevate as a company. We've been able to offer services in such a way that we weren't able to do under our first company. We accomplished a lot under Worldviews, don't get me wrong. We brought over 300 African Americans to Kenya through travel. And then we started our relocation program under Worldviews as well. But we've been able to elevate those services in a way that we're honoring you as a client, and we're able to tell a story from experience and be able to service you from experience. So it wasn't just like starting completely over with nothing, right? It was definitely starting from a point of experience, what not to do, what we did do well, and kind of merge it into Traverse Culture. So again, that's just a little background of how we got to what we now call the Journey Back to Eden. So when we rebranded to Traverse Culture, or started over really with a new company based out of the US, and then we had to start all over here locally in Kenya, Traverse Culture Africa. I wanted to continue forward with our version of the year return. I'm like, I don't care that we starting all over. I'll put all the money up. We're going to make it happen. And we did. We did the call to action conference and fashion show built in a 7-day and 12-day tour, 2023-2024. It was a success. We had about 100 participants locally and from abroad. It was very effective in terms of networking locally here. A lot of people, when I tell you, we was in that conference almost all day. Now, we're not going to do that this year. But it was so intense. It was so informative. It was such a great feeling of just being able to fellowship with each other. We stayed around, we talked, we laughed, we cried. We had some really intense conversations about us, ourselves, and our continental cousins, because I say that we are more cousins to our continental Africans than brothers and sisters because of the time differences and the our cultural differences, right? Sis, you are one of the best in this Kenya space. Thank you, Johanna. Thank you so much. Y'all continue to comment. This is going to be interactive. And in fact, if you're interested in joining the live, let me know. And then I can privately, I believe I can privately message you in the chat and send you this streamline. All right. So if you are interested, I think I could do that. Give me a second, guys, before I put that out there. Let me make sure I can do that. Or what I'll do is I'll put the link in the comment section. And if you're interested in joining me on this live and you have any questions, just click it. Let's do that. I think that'll work. We're all family. As you all been watching, what you see is what you get with me. What you see is what you get with me. All right. So yeah. Hey, Miss Vanessa, what's up, family? Miss Vanessa traveled with us. Matter of fact, Miss Vanessa, I wish you could come up here and share your experience. But let me not get off focus. In the comment section, let me know if you all would like to join the live. I'll put the link in the chat. Whoever want to join, click it, and then I'll bring you on board. But please, if you're going to come on the live, please don't come on the live playing, all right? If you have legitimate questions and you don't want to come on the live, then, oh yeah, you can share the link here. Oh, okay. I can share the link here. Here, I'm going to share it. I don't know if that's to the link. Oh, that's a referral link. Let me see. Hold on. I don't think that's it. I don't know if I can do that, guys. Anyway, let me continue to talk. So we did the call to action 2023, 2024. It was a success. 2024, we had to take a break because of life and me relocating to Kenya. And so now we did the pilot, which was the call to action. Now we have initiated the Journey Back to Eden conference, expo, New Year celebration, calling all Africans of the diaspora to Kenya, to look to Kenya as the second point of entry into the continent for investment opportunities, relocation opportunities, business development opportunities, and medical tourism. But what is the most important part about the Journey Back to Eden, where we're starting to see a gap that happened in the year return in Ghana? I am grateful for what they were able to do successfully in Ghana. It was much needed. However, we're starting to see a lot of resentment happening between the locals and us diasporans that have chosen to relocate or participate in the yearly event, right? I think one of the gaps that I immediately started seeing was there was no concerted effort of relationship building between ourselves who are the diaspora outside of the Ghanaian diaspora, and the Ghanaian community. So I said to myself, what can we do different so that it's a success across the board with the Journey Back to Eden? Now, one of the great part about this initiative is that it's not rooted in the trauma of enslaved Africans being stolen from the continent. Now, don't get me wrong, it certainly happened in East Africa. However, what makes the Journey Back to Eden so unique and special is that you would be returning to the cradle of life. Prior to the transatlantic slave trade, prior to the Arab slave trade in East Africa, we are returning back to where humanity began. Without speculation, the journey back to Eden. And the other part about the journey back to Eden that I wanted to emphasize on, as you all have said in the comment section, relationship building is key. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why I really am harping on that part of this initiative being very vital to us, especially us diasporans. Okay? I watched a documentary a few years back of Somalia and Somaliland, and when they both gained their independence from the colonizer. I believe one gained their independence before the other. I can't remember if it was Somaliland or Somalia. Now, remember, these people ethnically were the same people, but they had been separated for 200 years by the colonial institutions. So when they gained their independence, they sat at the table and said, well, we are one ethnically. Let's come together as Somalia and all will be well. In this documentary, there was a professor who studied the human behavior of the Somalian people during this time. And what she came up with was, while they were ethnically the same, after 200 years, they were culturally distinctively different. And while they were able to find similarities in their ethnicity, their differences is where they could not move from A to Z. And as soon as I saw that, I said, this is the approach that we will take with the journey back to Eden. Because while ethnically we're the same, right? Ethnically we're the same. Culturally we are distinctively different. But watch this. Watch this. Look at the beauty and why the journey back to Eden is so important. We're going to leverage the differences. We're going to leverage the differences. We're going to use the differences because it's the wealth that's in the differences. That's data that's in the differences. And what we need to do as we leverage the differences, we have to meet in the middle. We're going to have to meet in the middle. We're going to have to meet in the middle. Because not every difference we're going to be able to use to our advantage, right? Where it's conducive for both parties. And so we're going to have to use what we call agreeing to disagree. And then finding that middle ground. Because here's the beauty in agreeing to disagree. I can understand how you got to that. I just don't agree that it's conducive for me. So let me use what I can understand, that part, that little piece where I understood how you got to that conclusion or how that works for you, and then we can meet in the middle. Does that make sense? Because what's happening is we're seeing a lot of people on this good internet having diasporan wars rooted in no substance, rooted in assumptions about each other, about people we don't know each other. Why? Because we haven't been able to experience each other. Does that make sense? Most of the internet wars is based on assumptions. It's based on what you read in a book. It's based on what you see on the TV screen. It ain't based on me sitting side by side, sharing my experience, sharing my culture, my language, my history. Huh? It's rooted on assumptions and sound bites. And so what we want to do as a collective is be more intentional. We have no time to argue about who's African and who's not. We have no time to argue about who's an FBA and who's not. We have no time to argue about whether Africa is the promised land for all Black folks or not. We have no time to argue about religion. We have no time to waste. The time is now. The time is now. Not tomorrow, not 3 weeks from now, but now. No time to play. Black folks spend money on what they want to spend money on. So don't tell me that we can't do this. Don't tell me that we do not have an added value. And that's the journey back to Eden. We are going to collectively meet this December right here in Nairobi, Kenya. And we are going to prove to not only ourselves, but our ancestors and our Kenyan counterparts that we got some sense. And we can collectively not only put our minds together, our spirits, but we can also put our money together so that we are impacting the economy of this country and our own communities. That is what this is about. And why is the relationship building portion of this important? Why? Because what we don't want to do is create another Liberia. What we don't want to do is create what we're starting to see in Ghana. What we don't want to do is create xenophobia. Because we got to remember that we all have been conditioned and colonized. And so we all come into the table with our own trauma, our own assumptions, our own stereotypes. We can't get around that. We can't get around that. So what we ain't going to do is just pretend like it ain't happening, right? But what we can do is intentionally say, I'm going to meet you here. I'm going to meet you here. And we're going to work toward what I like to call conscious trade and commerce. Yes. Let me see what you guys are saying in the comment section. Relationship building, yes. Let's see. Yes, but we are rooted in our strengths and not in our hurts. Beautiful, Shanice says. Let me see what else you guys are saying. I have a question. Does the company have a service that connect diaspora to jobs that require specialized skills? No, we do not. No, we do not. One of the pain points of relocating to any country, it doesn't matter. But let's just talk about Kenya. You have to keep in mind that the unemployment rate here is severely high. And so they are going to always hire a Kenyan before an expat. One, they would have to probably pay an expat more than than a local Kenyan, but they're reserving those jobs for local Kenyans. And so typically what these countries are looking for, what you typically see is people like ourselves coming and creating businesses to employ local Kenyans. And so that's probably going to be your best approach, or have a remote job. And that's going to be in most of your African countries, if not all. All right. And any other country around the world, unless you're going to a more developed European country or a more developed country where they will hire expats. 9 times out of 10, you're going to have to create your own sustainability. Okay. Miss Vanessa said, preach, girl. Miss Vanessa said, look at God. United we stand, divided we fall. Absolutely. I love my brothers and sisters in Kenya. Absolutely. What else we have here? Okay, someone said, greetings from the UK. Happy to see my motherland, Kenya, being a choice for people in the diaspora. Can't wait to come back and enjoy my retirement in Kenya. Thank you, John Daniel. Shout out to Kenyans, man. They and that's another reason why the Journey Back to Eden would be such a success in Kenya, because Kenyans are so freaking welcoming. So it just makes it a bit easier, right? Ms. Shanice says cooperative economics. She also said we must build smarter. Okay. You are welcome. Read Tech, I think. Okay, so let's get into the Journey Back to Eden, what it really is. And so one of the things that I saw with the Ghanaian year return is that they had the event, right? But you had to somehow, put together, give me one second, guys. So one of the things that I wanted to do was make it comprehensive so that you don't have to put everything together to come to the event itself. Typically, when you see a conference and an expo, things of that nature, you're just going to the country to just visit and go to the conference, right? But with the Journey Back to Eden, what we were able to do was we incorporated it in a 7 and a 12-day itinerary. All right. Now, for doing the 7-day and the 12-day itinerary, the event is built into that itinerary. So it's very comprehensive. It includes everything. And I'm going to pull up the website so that you all can go line by line with me so you understand what I'm talking about in terms of the Journey Back to Eden initiative. But let me see what you guys are saying in the comment section. How long does it take to gain residency? It just depends on what resident. Let me put this up here. It just depends on what residency you qualify for. All right. It depends on which one, but for us, it may take us about 6 to maybe 8 weeks but then we also got to take in consideration we're dealing with their immigration. So it just depends on which one you qualify for. You are blessed and your efforts will be crowned with success. Been watching you, and every time I do, I'm so inspired. I've started to plan to my exit. Okay. Got it. John Daniel, he's retiring. So for the retirement visa, it takes us between 6 to 8 weeks. We do your visa internally. All right. He said for retirement. All right. For those who are interested in relocating, I would advise you to join us for this Journey Back to Eden. One, you'll be around 200 like-minded individuals that are interested in the same thing that you are. So the networking piece just alone is going to be amazing. And then the information that you're going to receive during the conference from business owners who are doing great work here on the continent and locally here in Kenya. We'll also have some of our dignitaries. We just brought on board another huge, what was that? Another huge ambassador that we'll be doing an announcement later on that. We're just super excited to have you all on board for the Journey Back to Eden. Let me see if I can show you all, okay, the website, and then we'll go from there so you'll understand what the what this is all about. So let me just share my screen. Okay. What is this? All right. I hope that you all can see the screen. We're going to go through the Journey Back to Eden. This is Traverse Culture's website. We are hosting this initiative. And so if you're interested, you would go to the Journey Back to Eden tab. You would click the Summit and Festival. Okay. You'll see that intro video with one of our partners, Pan-African Lifestyle. But more important, I know you all are going to want to know, what is the itinerary and what are the prices? So let's go here. Like I said, we created an initiative that has the conference, the expo, and the New Year celebration built into an itinerary comprehensively for you, so that you don't have to put your hotel together. You don't have to put your transportation together. Food, all of that is included in these packages. So the first package is a 7-day, and it starts from December the 28th to January the 4th. All right. You will arrive here in Kenya. We will have 24-hour concierge service to pick you up from the airport. All right. Day 2, we do our orientation, and we do what we like to call our signature marketplace. You got to be here to experience it. All right. Day 3 is the business conference, where we'll have those business leaders here on the continent. Also, PLO is one of our keynote speakers on for the conference here in Kenya, as well as we will be discussing investment opportunities, relocation opportunities, and so on and so forth for the conference, right? Day 4, we're going to have a cultural exchange expo, where this is the unique part about the Journey Back to Eden, whereby we're not just coming to Kenya to learn about the Kenyan culture, but we're also going to have the diaspora be a part of this expo. And we're going to have like experiences like Eat Around the World within the diaspora, where you get to eat food from Jamaica, food from Kenya, food from my culture, Gullah Geechee culture, food from Ghana, food from someone from the Midwest, some soul food. And we're able to really experience each other. Can you imagine standing in the line and you're next to someone who's Jamaican, and you're next to someone who, you're eating from the Jamaican chef and the Gullah Geechee chef, and they both have a dish that's rice and peas, but they look different but similar in ways. And you're asking yourself, wait a minute, this looks very familiar, just like this. What's the difference? And the chef is able to explain where the dish came from, how it came about, and the history behind it. And we're literally experiencing each other through food, through culture, through dance, through music, through history collectively. Then later that evening, we're going to have a New Year Eve celebration, bringing in the new year in the motherland, dancing, partying with each other, just having a great time culturally with each other. Day 5 is a relaxation, because we're going to be bringing in the new year, but it's an optional cultural wellness activity. If you want to go to the spa, if you want to just get out, we will have activities for you all to move around if you're not that tired the next day. Day 6, you can't come to the safari capital of the world without visiting the Nairobi National Park, the Giraffe Center, and so on and so forth. Imagine 200 people doing this together. It's going to be amazing. We specialize in large group traveling, so it's still going to be very personal and hands in. But what we've noticed is when we have large groups, they literally become family. They literally become family on these trips. Day 7, we're going to do a naming ceremony with the Nubian people of Kibera. These are the ancient people of ancient Kush or modern day Sudan. So you're going to leave the motherland rebirth with your new name, with the Nubian people. And then we're going to have a special farewell dinner for the guys who opted to do the day 7, the 7-day itinerary. You fly out on day 8. All right. You're able to download this as well, okay? If you're asking any questions, I can't see it right now. Once we're finished this, you can ask some questions about the JBE. All right, then we have the 12-day. Now, to be quite honest, most of our clients that travel with us or do our temporary relocation program or do our investigative tours, which is tailored to their needs, they typically do 12 to 15 days. Kenya is too far to be coming for 7 days, to be quite honest. But if you can only do 7, we definitely have that option for you. And then if you're able to do 12 days, this option is for you. Now, what this is also going to do is it's also going to be able to take what we discuss at the business conference, what you're going to be witnessing through the Culture Expo and the celebration, and you're going to be able to see it in real time, as opposed to just coming to the conference and not being able to see the country and immerse into the culture, right? So the itinerary is all the same until we get to day 8. Day 8 is our real estate tour within the Nairobi area and about 50 kilometers outside of Nairobi. This will give you an inside view of the business opportunities in the real estate industry here, but it also will give you the option of relocation options for if you're looking for purchasing your home or you want to relocate and you just want to see what the lifestyle look like, what the quality of life look like. That is the real estate tour for that day. All right. Day 9, we have the humanitarian day where you'll be able to give back hands into the community of Kibera, one of the schools that we've been supporting for the last 6 to 5 years. We always make sure that when we have our guests here that you're able to give back to the local communities as well. Day 7, this makes it even more unique. Instead of you just coming to Nairobi, we're also going to be taking you to Mombasa. So we're going to be flying collectively to Mombasa on day 10. We'll check into our 5-star hotel. We only do 4-star, 5-star accommodation. And relax. Day 11, we'll do a historical tour of Mombasa. Day 12, we do relaxation and farewell dinner. Day 13, you depart back to your perspective places of home. All right, let's get into pricing. I know everybody want to know how much is this going to cost me. For what we have put together, I think that we have done a great job. We wanted to make sure that people can afford it and be able to actually join us. So the single occupancy for 7 days is $52.51. The 12-day tour is $59.15. Single occupancy per person. Double occupancy, that's if you're going to be sharing a room with someone. For the 7 days, $46.85 per person and $51.94 for the 12-day. If there is a corporate group of 10 or more, we do offer you the 7-day tour for $49.51 per person. All right. Let's get into the packages. If you're interested in your local here, you can join us for the 2-day event. You can click here and it's $60 a day. That does include your lunch and tea break and the event. These are the different packages. Let's get into what's included. What's included? 4 to 5-star accommodation, all of your accommodation, the 2-day JBE conference and expo, ground transportation, 2 meals a day, all excursion fees, intercountry flight if you're doing the 12-day, real estate tour, name and ceremony, airport transfers, 24-hour concierge, payment plans, and immigration is included. What's not included is your international flights, taxes, and tips and charges. Everything is included except the international flight. But we will be looking to offer, I'm going to stop sharing. We're going to be looking to offer discounts on flights to the JBE. And if you need assistance with purchasing your ticket, we would also be able to help you there. Okay. Give me a second. Let me close out everything here. All right. I want to open up the floor for Q&A just to see if you have any questions regarding I know it seemed like a class, but regarding what I just went over, the pricing, the packages, let's open up the floor for Q&A if you all have any questions for me regarding the Journey Back to Eden initiative. I want to play another video that we did. I thought it was so cool. Give me a second here. Did we? No, I don't think I have it. Let me replay the other video while you all are getting your questions together.
That Africa is calling her sons and daughter to come to her. What choice have I but to invite you to this journey back to Eden? This journey that will unlock potential, this journey that will create networking, this journey that will give us the opportunity to prosper in our own unique way, this journey that will recreate who we are, this journey that will make us realize the potential that is hidden in us, this journey that will unlock the doors of the fourth and fifth industrial revolution. Come back home, because I believe that wherever one is, home is the best, and Kenya is that home.
I always love that message from Piolo, who is one of our ambassadors for the Journey Back to Eden. And so that is the essence of it. It is time. It is time for us to make a move on an historical event where we all can collectively really, really make a change and create and do exactly what they did in Ghana without anybody having to invite us, but being able to do this collectively and also doing it side by side, our Kenyan counterparts. All right, let's see what you're saying, Johnny. Our priorities in relocating our house and medical. Yes, we offer all of that, Johnny. If you are interested in relocating, that's a separate discussion, but you can go to the website and book your consultation with us. We do have a 120-day relocation integration program where we do offer household goods shipment, our VIP medical healthcare plan, where we are in partnership with 4 different hospitals, top tier hospitals here in Nairobi, Kenya. In fact, tomorrow we officially sign our contract, our press conference, really. We're already in partnership with them, but sign our contract with the Nairobi hospital tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that video, guys. We are in partnership with the Nairobi Hospital, Aga Khan, MP Shah, and AAR. We're also in partnership with Halcyon for gastro procedures or gastro bypass and or weight loss procedures. So that's included. We also provide full transportation when you do our 120-day relocation integration program. Out of the 100-day, you do 30 days of integration, where we also provide housing, permanent housing, temporary housing, education assistance, the judicial system practices, so you are aware of where the closest police station, how to fill out a police report, Who do you report to in the event of a crime, so on and so forth. There's a number of services that we offer. We have a very robust program. We're probably the only, if not, we are the only company that offer this type of services. Typically, when you look at some of the other people who have started offering relocation, they're only offering housing, and that's not relocating. We also do in-house immigration. We just relocated a family 3 weeks ago now, and we relocated her from South Africa to Kenya. And we're doing her household goods. She already found her permanent housing. She's already identified her permanent hospital, primary doctor. We did the insurance with her. We help you also get local health insurance. I mean, it's very robust. You're not going to find this program anywhere in Kenya, and I can guarantee you that. So if you're interested in that, please go visit the website at tverse.com. Let me put it in the comment section. But more importantly, I do advise you to do an investigative tour. And that's why the Journey Back to Eden is very important. If you've never been to the continent, I would not advise you to just jump off the ledge. I would not advise you to just jump off the ledge. Especially if you've never been here, I would say let's do an investigative tour. Unless you absolutely know that Kenya is the place for you, then we will relocate you. We provide a service, but we do not want you to make a decision just based off of emotions. We want you to be able to base it off of experience and what you've seen with your own two eyes. So we do offer customized investigative tours, which we're booked up until August. To be quite frank, we have a few families coming in starting the end of this month until August. And so if you're interested, you need to contact us ASAP, because people are relocating, people are doing investigative tours. But if you can't make it before then I would say join us for the Journey Back to Eden. That's going to be your best deal to really network with other people, really get a lot of information in one space, and also see the country and the opportunities you have. Are there schools that teach the Swahili language? Yes, but we offer Swahili courses within our relocation program as well. We offer Swahili courses. We offer driver's lessons. We offer driver's license transfer. We offer, so it's very, very, very robust. Very, very, very robust. Okay. All right. So any questions about the JBE? Does anybody have any questions about the Journey Back to Eden initiative? The prices, the itinerary, what's included, what's not. Immigration. We take care of the immigration for you as well. Any questions for me? I'm gonna give it another 5 minutes or so. I think we got less than 5 minutes, but let's give it another 5 minutes and see if you guys have any questions around the JBE. Don't be shy. I really have enjoyed speaking with you all. I hope that everything that we discussed today made sense. I hope you enjoy this live. For those who are going to be watching this back, if you're interested again in joining us for the Journey Back to Eden, the link is here, tverse.com. Go to the Journey Back to Eden link, click it, and then you would simply reserve your spot. You can pay a deposit of only $199 to reserve your space, and then create payment plans until 30 days out. Okay? Until 30 days out. So we have some time here if you're interested in traveling and meeting us here for the Journey Back to Eden. If you are interested in traveling with us, you can also go to tverse.com and book one of our trips that's already on the website, or you can customize it and tailor it to your needs, especially if you're interested in relocating, which we're getting a lot of that and you want to kind of do an investigative tour, we will put together a customized itinerary tailored to your needs to help you determine whether Kenya is indeed the country for you to relocate. If you are interested in relocating, then you can book your relocation consultation. We will go over all the services that we provide. You would determine which services you need, and then we will provide a quote for you. Once we provide a quote for you, then we will move forward with a contract and then start the process of your relocation program. If you are interested in medical tourism, any dental work, like yesterday, I went to the dentist, walked in, I got my teeth cleaned, I got 2 fillings, I got a retainer, and she fixed the top part of my teeth where I had a permanent retainer, and that was only for $340. And I was a walk-in. So we do offer medical tourism for dental care, cosmetic, weight loss, orthopedic surgeries, any type of surgery. We have a guest that's going to be having a laparoscopic hernia surgery. We have someone that's looking to possibly come and do a laparoscopic thyroid surgery, which you all know that a laparoscopic anything in the States start off at around $30,000, whereby through our partnership with the top tier JCI accredited hospitals here in Kenya, level 7 hospitals, it can start as low as $1,500. So these is prices where you get paid out of pocket, where you don't have to stay on a wait list for 3 years to get this surgery done. Let's say you need knee surgery. We got somebody coming in to get their cartilage repair. They were quoted $15,000. We quoted them $1,500. And so you can not only come for a procedure, but also, heal in a beautiful place and see the country while you are here. And I advise anybody, if you don't have dental insurance, then look to come to Kenya. If there's a surgery that you've been waiting for 3 years, look to Kenya as an option, as it is the second best healthcare in all of Africa. And we are in partnership with the top tier level 7 hospitals in this country. So that is something you can do. Can I get a 5-year? Let's see, hold on. Can I get a 5-year multi-entry visa even though I just got the 90-day? No, you can't. It would have to expire. It would have to expire, Miss Shanice. Sorry. Any other questions for me? If not, we are going to close out this good live. I really do appreciate you all joining me. You all let me and my team know that you all appreciate what we're doing as a company and as a brand. So again, thank you so very much for joining me on this live. Please share the live, share the Journey Back to Eden initiative. Share the information, guys. Even if you can't make it, share this historical event. This is not just for Traverse Culture, but this is for all of us to create history, opportunities, and relationship building together. All right? All right. I love y'all for real. Peace.